Right, welcome to this tutorial on how to create dynamic links using PHP. Now I'm starting up from a previous tutorial, so I've got this testing.php page which uses a do-while link to display multiple results on a page. It looks a little bit like this here, so it goes through a table full of articles and displays the headline and also the author. And what we're going to do is turn these into links and add another page called News Article, which will display the information just for that particular article. Now to give you a visual idea of what it looks like here, this is where we're starting. So when you click on one of those links, it's going to send the ID of that particular news article to the other page, which will then send a query away to the database. It will send that news ID off to it. We'll run the query and it will send the data back to that page and display it. So first thing to do is to create that second page. So what I'm actually going to do is copy all this stuff here at the top, because I'm just going to have to reuse it anyway. So I'm just going to copy that and create a new PHP document, and right at the top there I'm just going to paste that stuff in, and now I'll save this page as newsarticle.php. Okay, so we'll come to this and we'll modify the query and the code later on. So for now I'll just return to testing.php, and what I first need to do is just modify the query that we did. I just need to bring back a little bit of extra information, so I'm actually going to add news ID comma to the front here. So now I'm actually bringing back 3 pieces of information for each article, and after that what I'm going to do is just place it in reverse chronological order. So I'm actually going to say order by, and because I don't have a date field in my table, I'm just going to use the ID number, and I'll put it in descending order. So that means the highest number will appear first, down to the smallest number. So that's how the query is going to look, and the next thing to do is just come down to our loop and just have a look at how this works first. You can see what it does is it repeats this line here 19 over and over and over again, and that is putting the headline of each article by and then the author's name. Now I'm going to have all that information as my link, so I'll just go here and add an A or anchor tag at the start, and I'm just going to link that to the news article page. There we go, and I'll close that link after the author. There we are. Okay. So what that means now is all that stuff will be a link. At the moment though, it doesn't matter what I click on, it's just going to go to that page and there'll be no information displayed. There's nothing sent. What we need to do is we need to send the ID number of the article that you click on. Now the way to do that is to turn this into a dynamic link. So after the P in PHP, I'm actually going to add a question mark and then news ID equals, and so we're going to attach the ID number and call it news ID. The way to do that is use PHP, and I'm actually going to echo from my record set the news ID there. So what that will do is it will say go to the newsarticle.php, and it will send a news ID of whatever it happens to be for this article. So the best way to demonstrate that really is test it. So I'll just save that, and I will test that by pressing F12. So see how that goes. There we are. So that's what it used to look like there, and suspense is killing me while we wait. Yeah, that's what it used to look like with the plain text, not a link, and now on our new page each of them is a link, so you can see that much is working. If we hover over each link and then look down the bottom of the page, you can see at the end of the link it says question mark news ID equals 21. That's the ID number for that first article, the most recent one, and there's ID 20, so it is in reverse chronological order, which is good. Article number 3, 19, so on right down to the bottom article with an ID of 1. So it seems to work now, which means if we go to the news article page, we will know what article it is that we're meant to be displaying. So that's a good start. Right, so back to Dreamweaver. Now, the next step is open up newsarticle.php, and what I'm going to do is add a little bit of code just above my query here. So I'll just clear a couple of lines, get some space, and I'm going to set up a variable called newsID, and I'm going to use the get method here to grab it out of the URL. So the ID number has been sent using the get method, or get array, I guess, and we're grabbing it here using this and putting it into a variable called $newsID. Now in our query where it says here in line 7 select headline, I'm an author, I'm just going to change that now, so I'm selecting all the information from news, but I only want to select that for the particular article that was clicked on. So the way to do that is I filter it by saying where newsID equals, and I make it equal to that variable that I created in line 5. So this is only going to grab the information for this article, the one that was clicked on. Right. Now, that's pretty much all you need to do in terms of filtering and getting the information. The next step is to display it on the screen. So I'll come down to the body of the web page, and I'll just format it basically. I'll just put the headline inside an H1 tag, and I'll just go, where are we here, PHP, we'll just echo in the headline and close the heading, and what other information the author will need, so just do it as a normal paragraph, by, and then I'll just echo in the author and close that paragraph, and finally the article itself, so a new paragraph, and we'll echo the article. So a lot of repetition, I know, but it still works. So those are the 3 lines there. So if we save that now, what I'll do is I'll upload both of those to my testing server, and I will run the testing page and see what happens. So just hang on. So I'll just jump over to the bit on the right here. I've got my news article and testing somewhere around here, and I'll just upload both of those. Now go to testing. Actually, we don't need to test that, do we? We've already got it here, so I'll just go back to IE, and there's my first article. Let's see what that looks like. I click on this, it goes off to news article, and would you look at that? There's the article itself. It's got the correct headline, author. There's the article, and if you look in the address at the top, newsID equals 1. If I go back, we'll try testing the Marvelous Admin form, my third one, and there it is there, different content. So there you have it, dynamic links. They're all going to exactly the same page, but the content on those pages is being changed depending on what link you click on. There you go. Oh, actually, sorry, before I finish, one last thing, nearly did it. One thing that probably you should look at is just adding a little bit of error catching around this bit here when we process the ID number. If someone tries to come to this page where they haven't set the ID, then you can get errors. A basic way of doing that might be something that's just hard coding it in. I'll just use an if statement here, so say if I use the isSet function there, and then so if our news ID was set, close, what's that, 2 brackets there, then, so in squiggly brackets, everything after this point happens. If it is set, then we'll do what we'd already decided to do. However, if it's not set, so else, we do what's in this squiggly bracket, and in that case I'll just hard code news ID to 1, and then close the squiggly brackets. Now that's kind of assuming that news ID, or that article number 1 is never going to be deleted, which is could be a little risky. And other ways you could work on that, you could use the headers command to redirect the page back to the testing page, with the list of all the articles. It's up to you how you deal with it, but that's just a basic way using the if and is set command. So anyway, that's slightly extended now tutorial on how to create dynamic links.